Hello everyone. So today it was a good day. We made profit on two positions that I took. They were good positions. We didn't hit full TP, but I closed them before the market collapsed against me. So that was a very good session. I protected my floating capital, as you should too. You should always protect your capital. I didn't do that yesterday, but today I did it. And as you can see, trades that would have meant that I, if I just take my stop loss to break even, today would have been a break even day. But it wasn't. It was a profit day. So let's see what happened here. So at the open, wait, let me first, the macro. As you can see here, I'm pretty much bearish for the day. We tried yesterday to, enter here. As you remember, I tried yesterday to aim to the point of control of the consolidation, but in the electronic trading hours, we went down. We had a retracement. Wow, what is that? I think that's Fibonacci, I don't need that. But yeah, we have a retracement here and we open lower. So what does that mean? I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying for price to touch the point of control because as you know in auction market theory, when we test the most fairest price, we're asking people, are you willing to trade again on this range or are we seeking new value, new fair value under here? So for other days, I'm still bullish. I'm still trying to see a test on the point of control. The issue is that it is not always all the sessions are bullish. Like here you go up, you have a little retracement, then you go up. Test the point of control, asking people, are you willing to trade on this range? On this range, as you can see, if they're not, this point of control will mean that we're going to, uh, not that one, we're going to nuke or we're going to seek higher value. So it can mean two things, and I'm still waiting for this test of the point of control overall. That's my macro analysis. I think we're still bullish. I mean, some days we obviously will have some retracement, so not every session should be bullish. Like today, on the macro, I'm still bullish. On the micro, on this session specifically, I was bearish. So, okay, so this is the macro analysis that I have for the market here. And let's see the trades, right? As you can see here, on the electronic trading hours, especially in this one is Asia, this one is London, we pretty much nuked. We went down a lot of points, like maybe 600, 700 points. We pretty much went down. We tested this low volume node that, as you can see on here, I mean, you can call that fair value gap. That's fair. We also have the squeeze right here. So it was a pretty, this one is pretty strong low volume node. And yeah, as you can see here on the dealing range, we mark this, right? I mark this one, mark this one, and I mark this one. Why those three? Why not this one? Why not this one? Why not this one? This one can work too, but it is premium as hell. I don't like it. And this one, I mean, it's pretty obvious that we held it. This one, because as you can see, it is going to work right now. I mean, first, it matches with this fair value gap, as I mean, you may know it as fair value gap. In auction market theory, it is just an imbalance in a low volume node. But for you, my SMT traders, SMC traders, and ICT traders, this fair value gap. And also, if we extend the range to the last dealing range, I mean, you can argue that this is the dealing range. That's also true. These ones are the ones that pretty much match. So that means that, for example, if here I have a low volume node, but here it was a high volume node, that means that this low volume node actually will make price to consolidate. So price will go here. It is a low volume node, but in another higher time frame, in another dealing range, this one is a high volume node. I hope it made sense. And yeah, when you have a dealing range, you have to be careful that the low volume nodes are not high volume nodes in the last dealing range. You have to be aware of that. That's why I marked these three, because these three are the ones that all share the same aspect. These three are low volume nodes in both dealing ranges. So after that, obviously we mark the most obvious consolidations. I like this one because, well, this one it is the last consolidation before we had a failed auction to the upside. We failed to break here, we failed to auction higher, and then market plummeted. And this one, because again, this this consolidation right here, we also have um, failed auction here. We failed to break an auction lower, so I marked this one too. I think it was pretty much all this. Yeah, whatever. And yeah, those are the things that I have in mind in the a little bit macro slash micro analysis. This is the session analysis. And let's go to the range chart. So if I'm bearish, I mean, you can say, bro, sell here, right? We're in a low volume node. We're trying to go down. But at the same time, if you look at the dealing range on the micro perspective, you can see, I think I mark it, yeah, down here. As you can see, this one is the low volume node on the upper side of the fair value that we have. That this value also is congruent with the consolidation that we have. So this low volume node in the micro analysis, it is actually very strong. And as you can see, we had path of least resistance here. We tried to break it, we failed, and then we broke it. And if you see the volume here, when we tested it again, we have very aggressive buying here. We tested it, we had very aggressive buying, so that means that, well, the low volume node here will probably hold. So, yeah, here we had very aggressive buying on the low volume node, on the low volume node in the micro, so I was expecting price to go way up. You could have buy the uptrend here. It would have not been a stupid trade to target the point of control here, that it is this one. That could have been a very nice trade actually. Look at that, 1 to 4. But again, my bias is bearish, so I'm not going to trade against my bias. And as you can see, aggressive buying again. As you can see, path of least resistance, and well, yeah, it would have been a full profit. As you can see on the point of control, we have aggressive selling. So also with that aggressive selling, that's where my first entry actually came here. As you can see, we're pretty close to my actual entry on the live market. And yeah, we pretty much tested again aggressive buying, So that for me can mean a little bit of absorption. And let me skip this a little bit. And also here on the delta, as you can see, we're pretty much scaling. At some point we start doing a little bit of downwards momentum in a little bit, as you can see. There you go. We're making higher highs on the price, on the delta. We're actually going lower. So this is the logic of my first entry. There you go. I entered there. Oh no. Okay, yeah. There you go. And that I aimed first at the low volume node. I wanted to I want a price to test it. So my first target was this. And as you can see, it went well for the first minutes. As you can see, price started going down, aggressive, very aggressive selling. And we broke here. And as you can see here, we start to try going down. I was waiting for the squeeze right here. I was waiting for this squeeze. Because as you know, when we squeeze, when there is absorption, if we actually squeeze this, it means that price will have an acceleration of sellers here. So at this point, I was aggressive with my stop loss. I was already break even. And when I see here, we're trying to squeeze. We're not doing it really. Again, we're building selling momentum. Here we have a little bit of buyer aggression. Here we're trying to squeeze. We need to close out with the body of the candle to squeeze. And as you can see, it pretty much failed. And in this case, I was actually already out. I was out like right here. Let me flat this. And yeah, I exited when we failed to trap these buyers. We failed to trap them and I exited. So pretty much the trade was this. It was still a positive trade. We didn't touch profit fully, but at this point I was already expecting market to continue going up. And as you can see, market really did that. We started going up. I mean, a little bit of retracement, whatever. And yeah, we have very aggressive delta here from the buyers. And as you can see here, again, we reach the point of control. We're failing to break it. And that's where my second entry happened. As you can see, very aggressive, very aggressive selling exactly on the point of control. And I was expecting initiation here. Okay, we have a little bit of initiation. Look at that, delta initiated here, and this was my first entry. You can see I sell here again. I was targeting like to squeeze right here. I was targeting the squeeze at the beginning. Again, we have initiation right here. So I'm expecting market to the price to go down. And we went down. And again, I want to see the squeeze here. I want to see the squeeze. Very aggressive buying here. As you can see, look at that. That's pretty aggressive buying. I was very aggressive with my stop loss because, well, I see aggression here. I see that we're not really holding. And at this point, after seeing this, I exited the market. Still on profit, yes, but I didn't really trust that we were going to break lower. And well, effectively, yeah, especially after this, we tried to squeeze and we didn't, and price eventually again went up. And yeah, as you can see, pretty much I would have been stopped if I didn't exit. I did exit. I exited very nice. I would say I exited very nice. They were, I mean, I pretty much protected my profits. That's all that matters. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all the entries that I had for today. I could still keep trying the sells here, but there were pretty aggressive buyers here. If if we absorb them, if we actually squeeze past through this, I think actually the market can dump. But in these conditions, the market will just pretty much be stalling. It will be a huge consolidation here. It will not happen because yes, buyers are aggressive, but they're on the discount side, so we will not see a breakout to the upside. And yes, sellers are aggressive, but they are being absorbed on the downside. So that means balanced market conditions. We're finding value right here. Oh, what did I just? Uh, I mean, I hate this. Like, just a little bit of movement, and I'm seeing like 4 sessions ago. But yeah, as you can see, we have very fair market conditions. Market participants are very happy trading here, so I'm not expecting a breakout anytime anytime soon. Yeah, as you can see, point of control, whatever. So yeah, these were my 2 entries today. So, well, like and subscribe, follow if you're not, leave a comment, whatever. If this was some help, if you learned something, that's very nice. And see you guys on Monday. No, tomorrow. Today's Thursday.